Hello everyone, welcome back to another Shadowlands video, and today I just want to talk about my favorite classes in Shadowlands currently right now and what I would recommend for you guys to give it a shot. Keep in mind everything is pretty much an opinion, as always. Everybody's tastes are different, but this is my personal preference and what I would recommend to you guys to play. And yeah, we're going to start off here on druid, and honestly, I'm recommending Feral. I've been a Boomkin main for a very long time, and I've actually been quite on the fence with that, and I'm still going to be on the fence with that. It's probably going to be something I'm on the fence about until pretty much the day Shadowlands comes out. But believe it or not, I'm recommending Feral. I know Feral is getting a lot of heat right now, but I think it's still a very fun spec. Is it going to be like super, super amazing? I don't honestly know. Everything is still early, but regardless, I would still recommend the spec anyways. What draws me to the spec is it's kind of like a little bit similar to Rogue. Just it's got a lot more better mobility. You got some self heals, the ability to just like pretty much get away, pick your battles. And you also get baseline Cyclone now. There's just so much cool things about Feral right now that I really like. I enjoyed it in BFA, so I'm probably going to enjoy it in Shadowlands. Feral did receive quite a bit of nerfs, but I still think it's worth playing. Not to mention the legendaries currently are right now not available to the druid class yet. So who knows how the legendaries will play out. Soulbinds not completely out either. So I still think Feral will be worth playing, and it's the reason why I am going to suggest this spec. It's definitely got also another thing that draws me to it is, in my opinion, it takes a very different skill cap compared to a bunch of other classes, and that's what kind of draws me to it. I feel like you kind of get maybe rewarded a little bit more for it, because you can obviously tell good Ferals from bad ones, and it just makes you appreciate going up against that Feral more, you know? But that's pretty much the main reason why I'm suggesting Feral to you guys. If you're interested in a high-skilled spec, and you want to just... Oh, another thing that draws me to Feral is, like, people just trash Ferals. They never want you into groups, really. People just got the stigma against it, and you can just prove them wrong, and it does feel pretty good as well. So that's pretty much the main reason why I would suggest Feral to you guys. It's just the mobility. It's got a higher skill cap class if you're into that type of thing. And it feels a lot better to me than a lot of other classes. And it's the reason why I would suggest Feral to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next class. Alright guys, up next is the Hunter class, and I'm a huge fan of high mobility / burst classes. So this is pretty much just another on the list. The two specs I'm looking forward to the most are Survival and Marksman Hunter. And the reason why I'm into Marksman currently right now is just like I'm into the whole range type of classes. I love being a ranged class, probably more so than melee, but I'm just like massive fan of Marksman just because it's got the big burst and it's also got it's got some decent mobility. It's just pretty much all there is to it. Other things I'm looking forward to for the Hunter class is Killshot is back. If you guys have been watching my videos, you guys know how excited I am for Killshot. Binding Shot is also pretty much back in the game. Well, not back in the game, but it's baseline instead of a talent. So Marksmen will have better ways to kite, so they'll feel a lot better. So if you're a fan of Marksman Hunter on BFA right now, you will probably like it on Shadowlands. I apologize for the lag. It's nothing I can do. It's just the way the beta is. So, yeah, I'm super excited for Binding Shots, baseline, as well as Kill Shot. Another awesome, amazing thing, which I know is being talked about, but I speak mostly for PvP, is the fact that we're getting baseline Hunter's Mark. Anything that can help me against rogues, 100% is something I love. And all of those pretty much combined right now is the reason why I'm looking forward to Hunter in Shadowlands. Survival is pretty much designed for people, in my opinion, like me, who love to play a mixture of both melee and ranged. I more so, of course, like ranged. So I play Survival a little bit more like ranged, but it does work for me still regardless. So if you're like wanting a mix of both, it's probably the best designed spec for you, just because you can play a mixture of both, and that's why I am looking forward to Survival. So that's pretty much the main reason why I'm looking forward to Hunter. And if all of that sounds good to you, then Hunter Cost will probably be for you. Now, let's go on to the next class. Alright guys, up next is Death Knight. This is another class I'm super excited for in Shadowlands, and I would recommend it to you guys to play. I'm speaking for both Frost and Unholy. If you guys have been around my channel, you guys already know I love Frost DK, and it's pretty much kind of similar in Shadowlands, except for one big change. You can now use two-handed as Frost DK now, so that'll make me love Frost even more, just because I actually like using two-handeds over one-handed anyway, regardless of how it will be. So I'm looking forward to that as a reason why I am putting Frost on this list. Next is Unholy. If you guys have been around my channel, I never really was into Unholy in BFA. But for some reason in Shadowlands, well, not too much has changed for Unholy. I still kind of actually like it in Shadowlands. I don't know why, but I think it's because we got a few interesting baseline spells back. We got Anti-Magic Zone, which Frost has it too, I believe. We also get Summon Gargoyle, which is another burst ability baseline. There's just other cool stuff like Abomination Limb, which is for a covenant ability. I also like having this, so it'll be pretty nice to have that. And there's just a bunch of cool talents that were added for Unholy, like Unholy Pact, and just overall a bunch of nice stuff about Unholy. Like, I don't really have a, I guess, main reason. Like, it just feels like, if I had to put it into words, I would say the rotation just feels a little bit better in Shadowlands compared to BFA. And I don't know why I feel that way, but regardless, I would recommend playing Unholy. So, that's pretty much just my main reason for it. With that, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the final class. Alright guys, the final class I am adding is Rhett's Paladin, and I enjoyed this in BFA, and I'm enjoying it in Shadowlands quite a bit. The reason why that is because I enjoy, like I said, huge burst classes. Well, yes, I do also enjoy mobility, and Rhett is obviously known as the wheelchair spec to everybody. Just the power and damage Rhett Paladins can do is pretty insane, and they added a bunch of new talents which could pretty much increase your burst by even more magnitude. Like Inquisition, for example, while this isn't new, it does increase your damage done, and they added Seraphim to the talent tree. So imagine combining those two talents, plus there's other cool talents like Sanctified Wrath, which gives you even your burst up longer. There's just so many neat talents that I feel like you can mess around with as Rhett, compared to like other specs where you're kind of just like built into like one talent. While I feel like Rhett Paladin, you can go with a bunch of cool different talents. Like, for example, if you wanted to run Divine Steed 2 charges, you could run that, or you can go Unbreakable Spirit. That's just kind of like an example, you guys know what I mean? Another one is like the row with the Holy Avenger and Seraphim and Divine Purpose. I feel like all of these could be pretty decent in certain situations, you know, stuff like that. So I'm just looking forward to Red and Shadowlands just because it's got pretty good massive burst damage class, and I'm into that type of thing. And it's the reason why I would recommend Red to you guys. Another good reason why I would recommend Red is the auras are coming back, so having that mounted 20% increase for your team, as well as Devotion Aura, which reduces damage taken, Consecration Aura, which will reduce the silence and the interrupts for parties, stuff like that. Blessing and Sacrifice will be in the game, so you can help your teammate that way in Arena, so you can take the damage, soak it for your team. It will be easier for your healer. You know, like I said, there's just so much that Rhett has in Shadowlands, and that's the main reason why I'm looking forward to it, and I would recommend it as my final class to you guys. Like I said, everything is pretty much my opinion. Regardless, I'm still going to be playing things like, obviously, like Warlock, Sham, Priest. I always play every class pretty much regardless. I don't know if I'll play every spec, but I will play pretty much every class regardless. But this is my list of what I'm going to be playing the most in Shadowlands, probably more so than all the other classes. And let me know what you guys think of my list, and if this makes you happy, because I know some of you guys main this type of classes. I'll see you guys later.